Alright, welcome to a new video. This is the Prem Predictions. This is a new series on the channel. We'll be predicting every Premier League game. And I want you guys to join as well. So put your predictions in the comment section to see who wins. Winner gets a shout out every week. It works this way. If you guess the correct score, you get 3 points. If you guess the correct outcome, you get 1 point. And if you guess the wrong outcome, it's 0 points. So it's pretty self-explanatory. Predictions for all games. We'll see how it goes. And let's see who has the best ball knowledge. So we'll start off with the first game. First game, 12:30 kickoff on a Saturday is Chelsea-Fulham. This has been a really good game. If you didn't know, this is actually a big derby game. Chelsea, Stamford Bridge and Fulham Stadium is right next to each other. Craven Cottage is like 2 minutes away from each other. So they've got a big local rivalry over there. And it usually ends up being a good tight game. In the last 2 occasions they played, Chelsea won at Craven Cottage and Fulham won at Stamford Bridge. So it's been a very even occasion and very underrated rivalry, I think. So I think this could be a good game, 12:30 kickoff on a Saturday. And you know what they say, never trust the early kickoff. So I wouldn't back Chelsea too much in this game. Obviously, Fulham looked decent this season as well, tying with United and Brighton away. So I reckon it's a tight encounter. But I reckon it's a different Chelsea side from the side that we saw lose to Fulham last season. So I'm going to go 2-1 Chelsea. United Burnley, obviously United haven't got a win so far. They've looked decent in spells that I've seen. So the game against Arsenal and the first half against Fulham. But obviously there is still that the spark hasn't lit yet. They're still not playing to their best. But I think with the quality that they have in Buemo, Cunha, Sesko, Bruno, it's just inevitable that it does click at one point. I think this is a perfect fixture for them to get a win here. I mean, my one take from this game is not to underestimate Burnley, because I thought Burnley played really, really well against Tottenham when Tottenham won the game 3-0. And they were in the game about like 60 minutes and Richarlison just scored 2 bangers and then the game just opened up. So I wouldn't underestimate Burnley. And they got the win, obviously, against Sunderland last week. So there could be an upset here. There could. But I think because the quality United have, you know, the kind of the driving force for a win, the kind of positivity now around the football club rather than negativity, I don't see them losing this game. So I think Burnley will get a goal, but I'm going to go 3-1 United. The next game, Sunderland-Brentford. This could be a really interesting game because I think it's probably the most 2 teams were unsure about, like how they're going to perform, whether they're going to be relegation contenders, whether they're going to really push for mid-table. How are they going to do? Because people have really mixed feelings on this. I said before the season that I don't reckon Brentford get relegated. I think they're such a well-run club. Their culture is fantastic. And they still got a couple of good players. Sunderland, I wasn't too sure of. I thought they would get relegated. But this could be a good encounter, especially for Sunderland. They got a home game here. And they will think, the fans, that this is a relegation fight. And they will want to get the most out of it. So things are looking good other than that loss to Burnley last week for Sunderland. For Brentford, it's also looking good after a win. So I don't see any team winning here. I'm going to go 1-0. Tottenham-Bournemouth. This has been a game that has had a lot of upsets in recent years with Bournemouth beating Tottenham. Both teams are looking good now. I think Bournemouth, I would highlight their attack more than their defense. Defensively, they don't look the best, even against Wolves. But their attack is free-flowing. It's the same attack as last season. Nothing's really changed. But obviously, half their defense got out. Hoyson, Kirkez, many more. But I think Tottenham have too much quality and they're so well coached that they won't mess up a game like this that they have in the past. So I think Thomas Frank will be able to get a result in this game, but I don't think Bournemouth will make it easy. So I don't think... I'm going to go 3-1. I think it's a fair score. I think both teams get on the score sheet. Spurs not comfortably win, but get the win. So I'm going to go 3-1. Wolves-Everton. Another interesting battle. Not sure exactly where it's going to go. Not sure how both teams are playing. I did mention on my TikTok that I think Everton will cook this season. They have so much quality in their team. But obviously, there's a time when it starts to click. And will it start to click from now? I know they got the win against Brighton on the weekend. But it was a lucky win, to be honest. Brighton accumulated like heavy expected goals but failed to score. It was kind of a miracle they did not score. But Everton look decent. They have the players to do something here. But I don't think Wolves are a bad side. I think Wolves also have real qualities. They won in the week against West Ham. Strand Larson getting 2 goals. So I'm going to go draw on this game. I'm going to go 1-0. And then the night kickoff, Saturday night football, is Leeds Newcastle. This could be another very interesting encounter because Leeds obviously won their first game against Everton, showing how much Ellen Road will help them to survive this season. With the atmosphere they create there is fantastic. Many fans think it's the best atmosphere in the Premier League. And Newcastle, who I think looked really positive and really good, despite not getting a win so far and only 1 point in 2 games, they've looked really good. Played some good football. Just the result hasn't come for them yet. And I think Leeds will not make it easy for them, for sure. But I think I will edge it to Newcastle and I'll go 2-1 Newcastle. Now for the Sunday kickoff, we've got Brighton City. Will City continue the fall-off or will they pick it up? That Tottenham game made me realize that maybe people kind of jump ship to suggest that City are a good team just because they beat Wolves. When we don't consider the opposition they played, yes, they won 4-0 quite convincingly, but they did play a relegation contender. And when they did face someone with serious ability, I have to be honest, they got outclassed. Fully outclassed. Tottenham the game was really well managed. They dominated each duels. The press was fantastic. So they really struggled in that game, City, I think, and it really showed some weaknesses in the team. But I think Brighton do have, I think if you want to beat City, you have to be really good defensively. And Tottenham showed that. Wolves didn't show that. And I don't think Brighton will show that because City will create so many chances. And I reckon City will win this. I'll go 4-1 City. Forest West Ham. This is an interesting one because many people are really backing Forest in this. Some people triple captaining Chris Woods because West Ham, what can we say? They're looking very poor. But what I have to say about West Ham, they do have so much quality in their side. And I don't understand the argument that they're going to get relegated based off the 2 games that they played. They had an opening game, Sunderland away. The atmosphere is rocking there. The players are so up for it. And it was an unlucky result to be 3-0. I don't think it deserved the 3-0 score. West Ham had a couple of chances. Sunderland scored a couple of good goals. So it wasn't deserved. And the Chelsea game, Chelsea are a class side. West Ham, it just kind of fell apart. Defensively is the problem for them. They need to invest something in the defense. But I think up top, they've got the quality there. They've got so much quality. Bowen, Paqueta, the Fulkrug is even a quality striker. But I think Forest look good this season. They look the same team of last. Nuno really has them working well. They've added a couple of new signings as well, like Douglas Luiz and Igor Jesus. And last season, the result ended 3-0 to Forest. And I think it's a similar thing here. I think West Ham are just on bad form. They've lost 3 in a row now, including the cup game. They will pick it up, West Ham, but I just don't see it in this game. And I think Forest might wipe them out. I'm going to go 4-0 Forest. The 4:30 game on Sunday, the big game of the weekend, is Liverpool-Arsenal. This is going to be a hell of a game. But I would tell a neutral to tempt his expectations because I think Arteta will play this game in a similar way to how he played United. Or he won't. He will for sure. Because Arteta loves to play the big games like in a conservative way. He doesn't like to kind of go away from it and think, okay, I made this mistake by committing too much. But on the opposite side, Arne Slot is being criticized for committing too much in the attack and not focusing on the defense. So it will be a really interesting encounter, and I'm curious how it turns out. Because obviously, if Arsenal played United on Sunday and United scored early, Arsenal would be forced to attack more. So the United kind of put themselves in that position to let Arsenal sit back. And will Liverpool do the same? Because Liverpool might just be clinical and get some goals. But historically, this game has had a lot of goals. But when you have Mikel Arteta on the opposite side, and you've got this Arsenal defense that is one of the best defenses in Europe, I think the best defense this season in the Premier League, they're not going to let much past them. So I think it'll be a really tight game. And I think Arteta and Arsenal will be really happy to ride out the draw. And I think they will do it successfully. So I'm going to go 1-0. The last game of the weekend, Villa Palace. Villa, obviously not looking the best. Lost against Brentford, drew at home against Newcastle. what happens here? Because I think Palace are a really solid team, and they're not showing really any weaknesses so far. They faced the Liverpool challenge, beat them. They faced the Chelsea challenge, they drew with them. Nottingham Forest, they drew with them as well. Like, they're looking a really good side. So I think this could be a really good game. What we hope is a lot of goals, and I think we could get something similar to that. But I think the way Villa are going and the way Palace are going, and considering the recent form between Villa and Palace, Palace play Villa really well on the counter-attack. So I think Palace are also going to win here. I'm going to go 2-1 Palace. And that's it. That's the end of the predictions. Don't forget to put your predictions in the comments as well. And we'll see who gets the most points. If you get more than me, I'll give you a shout out as well. And if you win, you get a shout out as well. So make sure you put your predictions in the comments and let's see who gets more points.